Yeah, are you showing this to
My
your
mom.
class?
And there's Emery.
Are you showing this to your class?
No, I just have to upload it to YouTube.
Are you gonna be famous?
I'm going to be YouTube famous, yes.
You should do something with that hair.
Oh,
You look like Johnny Bravo.
Okay.
alright.
Thank you very much.
5 yards, 2 yards, 3 yards. These numbers may have no importance to you or really to me, but they symbolize something very important. This may seem cliche, but each of these numbers belong to 3 different plays in 3 different football games. The 5-yard line. The ball was caught on the 5-yard line by a Georgia receiver as the clock kicked 0 in last year's SEC championship game. If the pass would have been incomplete, they could have had one more shot at the end zone and try to win the game. The clock kicked 0 after they had marched down the field 80 yards, but came to the 5-yard line and fell short to Alabama 32-28. The 2-yard line. This is where Permian High School from Friday Night Lights ended its season. The team was hurt early by an injury to their top fullback, and he would be out for the rest of the season. The team faced many difficulties, losing to a rival school, leaving the whole town of Odessa against them. After the season picked up, they ended the season in a 3-way tie and had to lay the whole season out on a coin toss. The Permian Panthers won the toss and would continue their season into the playoffs, where they would demolish all opposing teams till they had to face the Dallas Carter Cowboys in the semifinals. They had been known as the best team in the state and even in the country. After getting the ball back with little time on the clock, they walked their way to the 24-yard line of the powerhouse Dallas Carter. An incomplete pass brings the clock down till they would only have one more play after an amazing and powerful run by the quarterback of Permian. He was tackled at the 2-yard line, merely 6 feet away from a chance to play in the national championship. Permian lost to Dallas Carter Cowboys 14-9. 3-yard line in the Calgary-Loganville game. Opening to the second half, we were receiving a kickoff, and the ball might have been wet. We don't know, but our returner fumbled the ball on the 3-yard line. We were winning at the point in the game, up by 2 touchdowns. The Loganville Lions scored the next play. We lost momentum, and it was a turning point in the game. The offense slowed down. We became tired on both sides of the ball, but we kept fighting. But it didn't help. They scored again. We were now down 10 points. In the fourth quarter, we get a break and get a touchdown, and we gained momentum back. The defense held them to a 3-and-out, and after they had gotten the ball back at their own 40-yard, after an awful call by the refs, they did not cross the 24-yard line. The offense had the ball back with little time on the clock. We pushed down the field, but came up short, and the clock at 0 as our quarterback getting hit, and the game ended. Calgary 26, Loganville 29. All of these are the final picture of different events that all consisted of doing little things right. They would have never been able to get where they were and without doing little things. There's always a big picture. You may or may not know what it is, but you have to do the little things right to be able to see the big picture that lies ahead of you. But even if you can't see the big picture, it doesn't mean you should be afraid. The big picture will show itself to you. You just need to do the little things right, and it will bring the picture into frame. Don't be afraid of what lies ahead of you. Take the steps of life and live life to its fullest capacity. You should not worry about the big picture. You don't need to worry about the future. You just need to do what you're doing at the moment, not what will happen. Focus and put your energy towards what you're doing now and keep the future out of sight because you never know what might change. The big picture will show itself in due time, and you don't need to try and figure out what will come when it will explain itself when it's the right time.
What are you doing?
Just because you can't see what will be in the future. Doesn't mean you need to search for it. So here's a metaphor for you. We start football in spring. It's called spring practice. It's the first step into the season. Spring practice is trying to figure out what you're going to do, what you're going to play, or if you really just want to play football, as well as seeing what you're good at and what you need to improve on. So to relate this to doing the little things right, let's see. You need to see if what you're doing is right for you. You need a starting point for everything. From the starting point, you need to see what you're good at and what you might not be good at. It really points you in which direction you need to go. So after that, you got to do the little things right that will bring the picture into frame. You just need to do the little things right. Give all your effort to doing the one simple thing that you have to do. Give all you can into what you're doing then and there. You should never hold back any energy because you never know when something could be your last. Be thankful for what you are given, and be thankful that you can grow into new things that would never have happened if you would not have done the little things. So I have two metaphors for you. The first goes with my second point. Give all you can into what you are doing, and there, you should never hold back energy because you never know when something could be your last. So as you all know, Dalton tore his ACL. It ended his high school career in football, and he had to have surgery not too long ago to fix it. But it just shows you that you never know when something could be your last. But we all knew that Dalton gave all he had all the time. When he was on the field, we could always count on him. My second metaphor is with summer workouts for football. These workouts are awful, and they kick our butts every day. But through them, we become better and stronger, and it shows out on the field. So be thankful for the things that are there for you to get better, and help you do the little things right. Don't be afraid of what lies ahead of you. Take it as a challenge and do the best you can do. Live life to its fullest. Don't be afraid of the future. Take it up and accept it. It's not going anywhere. And it will always be in front of you. It's just a part of life. If you do the little things right, there will be nothing to be afraid of in the future. You will already know what to do. If you do the little things right, use little things in life as learning experiences. Live life to the best it can be. Live with no regrets. There's nothing you can do about them. If you make a mistake, move on from them and take it as a learning point. So to keep on with the flow of the speech, we have another metaphor on football. So, football practice. We've gone through spring practice, summer workouts, and the crazy Georgia heat, and now we're one step away from putting all that we know to the test and try to do the little things right. So many of you may know, football is a game of inches, just as it is a game of yards. So with practice, you've overcome a lot. You've overcome the future of not knowing what spring practice will be like, or what the next day of summer workouts would hold, and thinking of how sore you will be the next day. With practice, you have to face more of what the future holds you. You didn't know how much running you would be doing, or what crazy hitting drills Coach Spitz would have for you. It shows you that no matter what the future can hold, you can overcome it and be the best that you can be. In the end, the big picture will show itself, and there's nothing for you to be afraid of. Don't worry about the maybes or the what-ifs. Just do the little things as best you can, and with no regrets. If you do the little things right, you will see the big picture, and you will see what all the hard work is for. And in the end of your life, you will hopefully see what the big picture that God has for you. You will see that your life was lived to the fullest, and you didn't worry about the big picture when you were focused on little things. Even if the little things was a speech for class, doing good on a test in a class that you weren't doing too good in, or even getting your head on the correct side when you're blocking on a football game. Everything leads down to little things. You have to learn how to walk before you can run. I would like to end the speech with a quote from the last scene of Friday Night Lights. Stay low, boys, and keep your feet moving. Thanks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brother
Oh yeah.
and mother are still watching.
Inspiring.
Okay.
Literally cried.